you feel like you've been waiting on God for something, you've been waiting for him to come through, God gave me the coolest visual. Recently, a way I've been connecting with God is through Christian art and watercoloring, sketching. I like to draw pictures of Jesus during church service to help me focus. And this is one that I drew on Sunday. And every time I draw a picture or I paint a painting or I watercolor something, it is a process. And though I have a vision and I know how it's going to turn out, whenever I start to draw it, it looks kind of crazy. So as I start to draw this on Sunday, my friend is sitting beside me watching me, and she has very well-meaning intentions, but she didn't know how it was about to turn out. And so whenever she saw the first few lines, she was like, girl, what are you drawing? And she started laughing at it. And I looked over and I was like, just trust the process. And I just kept going stroke by stroke, line by line, and I made it into a beautiful picture. And at the end, she was like, wow, you really did have a vision. That's beautiful. She didn't know what my vision was. She didn't know what I was creating whenever I started from nothing. My drawing actually looked scary when I first started it. It looked nothing like the photo that it would end up being because it was a process. In a similar way, when God is doing something in our lives, oftentimes we don't see the end picture that he sees. And we can laugh at what he's doing. We can tell him, this seems crazy, God. I don't understand what you're doing. But in the end, it's just because we don't have the capacity to see what he sees. But it gets better, because then the Lord reminded me of when I watercolor, how whenever I use one color and I want to layer it with a different color, how I have to let the first color dry. And when you watercolor, it really does matter what color you put on when, how much pressure you use. With some things, it doesn't really matter if you let something dry or not, but with watercolor, it does. And when you're watercoloring, if you try to get the result faster, it could end up in a mess. But if you wait, it becomes a beautiful masterpiece. And I felt like the Lord just reminded me, sometimes things take longer, not because he's mad at you, but because he is making a beautiful masterpiece of your life. He is writing a beautiful story. He is painting a beautiful painting. But there are certain pieces in your life that he wants to settle, that he wants you to soak in before he puts another layer on top of it. It's not because he's punishing you. It's not because you haven't earned anything. Just like whenever I'm watercoloring, I'm not looking at that as punishment. I just know the nature of the watercolor, the nature of the paper I'm using, and I know what's going to be best for my picture. We can trust God in that same way whenever he is orchestrating a beautiful story in our lives. It can be hard to wait, but sometimes the wait is because he is crafting something beautiful. The delays are not surprises to him. I believe he's making a beautiful story with your life. I love you so much. Bye.